You're tuning into.
You're now tuning into
CodenameZ.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm
Hi.
Tyrone.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Basil Anthony.
And you're watching, I guess listening to
I mean, you
CodenameZ.
might be watching me
I
on
was about to
YouTube.
say watching. I guess I spoiled some stuff.
/CodenameZ.
Right, and we may be having something working on soon where you actually are going to formally watch us and not just
We'll see about that.
audio lines. Yeah, we have to get some stuff together for that.
So if you're
proper backdrop.
if you're into makeup artistry,
Okay, makeup
hair, everything else, thanks.
Oh
hit
my
us up.
gosh. Anyway,
Thanks,
but you're listening to CodenameZ.
the podcast.
Thank you. So today's episode, we wanted to talk about something that I've been seeing. I think that's a little bit of a problem with our generation, but I don't know. I wish we could have callers because I would have loved. This is a topic I would have loved people to weigh in on. But pretty much, we're going to be talking about professionalism and maybe the lack thereof in our generation.
Yeah, for our generation.
Right. And I don't know. What do you think about that?
I think that I think that definitely like in the coming years, the balance between professionalism and like just being who you are in the workplace it's been strained. It's been
Right.
I think that like a lot of places, and I mean I used to practice this when I was a supervisor and stuff like that when I was working. That like obviously I might be a supervisor, manager, X, Y, and Z, but at the end of the day we're still people. So like I don't mind. You can don't talk to me crazy, but like
Right.
okay, we can be more of a friend versus like I'm not trying to be a butthole to you.
Right.
So like, but I think that has been strange. But I just feel like now, like a lot of like, especially our generation, they take that like friendship to a little farther than it should.
Yeah.
And I think that like even like I mean we'll get into that later, but like the way people dress in the office, the way you communicate with your managers and supervisors. All that has been real, like, back in my parents' day. Like,
Right.
like, it was a lot different than it is now. But, like, I think a lot of people just kind of take advantage of that. And then they get these relationships with their bosses and managers. And they get confused
Right.
when, the relationship goes awry. Because it's like you have to remember who you're talking to and what you're talking about.
Right. And it all comes down to, I think there's a lack of, especially in urban areas, of professional development in high school and stuff. Like, they teach a lot of stupid things, but they don't really teach. Like, I had programs and stuff like the summer mentorship program at the University of Penn. Like, I went to different programs where they taught us professional development, and even our school was a college prep school, they definitely taught us like
what was it? World peace and social culture, or whatever.
peace and social change.
Peace and social change.
Yeah, we had to do like public speaking and the whole
first of all,
public speaking.
Random public speaking.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And then also, our senior project that we had to present, like
oh yeah, right.
There was a lot of professionalism, like what you wear, what you don't wear, like we had like that's the benefit I guess going to like a charter school is like we had that type of training, so if you're going to an interview or if you're going to work, what to wear. If it's business casual, what to wear.
Right.
But also you got to think too, like also again, business casual for our people versus business casual for other people.
Yeah,
varies.
Right. And that's why sometimes you do have to, like, because I was also a mentor at the program I went to, so I worked there pretty much every summer during college, and I was like what they call a college application boot camp. That sounds intense.
Yeah,
college application boot camp instructor.
Drill sergeant.
So, right, yeah, like let's whip these people, these kids in shape. But like, so one of the things we had a whole like day on professional development, interviewing skills. What do you wear to interview? Job skills. And I remember we would make these like presentations, and certain things we would leave out. And our director was like, "No, put that in there." And I'm like, do we really have to put in that you shouldn't answer the phone during the interview? She was like, she was like, you would think that some of these things are like common sense, but like, she was like, you had certain, I don't know, experiences that other people may have not had. So you really should, I don't know, outline this stuff to people. But it's just like, yeah, people, and the biggest thing I think that the skill is code switching.
Oh god,
people lack the ability to code switch, and I think that's what it really comes down with. Like,
yeah, like and like so the job I do, and like jobs I've had previously, like it took me a while to be able to kind of code switch in a sense that like, okay, now me and my supervisor or my manager are actually close enough so I don't have to talk a certain way.
Right.
But I think a lot of people don't, a lot of people don't have those lessons. So, you think walking in, calling, what's up, bro? You're talking to your boss. Right. You cannot be like, what's up, bro? To your, like, that's not your friend.
You can't.
Right. Or like, in the part, like I know me and my one manager, we used to be kind of close. And like, we would say certain things around to each other. And like, we were very close around each other. But in the sense that like, if our boss was around or another coworker was around, that switched entirely.
Right.
Like,
right.
I'm not going to say, like, me and him, like, would curse around each other and everything, but, like, if our boss walked in or someone else walked in and we don't even know them like that, I'm not going to, like, well, come on in here. Like, right. No. Like, I don't know you like that, so you kind of have to show that, like, this is what you should be doing at a job. Right. Like, what y'all do behind closed doors, keep it there.
Yeah, and I know it's a lot of people, like, I've definitely had, like, very good, maybe, like, close relationships with, like, colleagues or even, like, managers and stuff, but also, like, if you say you're out for a drink, there's a different way that you would act if you're meeting up with a coworker that's become a friend on a weekend, that maybe you wouldn't act the same way if you're at the job, or like you said, especially at the job around other people. Like, I definitely at like Penn and things, like a lot of the people that I worked with, we also did the program, so we were like really good friends. So like if we were just in our little office brainstorming about a workshop, we were probably, I don't know, I wouldn't say maybe all of our conversations were necessarily like the most appropriate, or we would act, but like, okay, our director came in, or now it's time for us to like present something. You know what I'm saying? Like, we knew when to like, okay, let's stop talking. I don't know, like, let's stop talking about that.
Let's switch it up now.
Right.
It's funny because so me and our other friend who we worked together, we actually were having this discussion because we were working with this company. And I started working in this company first, and the person who works there invited me out for lunch.
Right.
So she's like, you picked the place. I said, okay, it's great. So I picked the place, and just because of what, I learned from school, I learned from parents and stuff like that, I know this place served alcohol, but obviously I'm like, I'm not going to drink anything.
Right.
And this lady, like older woman, she came and she ordered a beer, and I was like, that's fine for her.
Right.
But like, I'm not going to, because one, I was like, I always think like, is this a trick? Like, if you get a beer and I get a margarita. Also, I mean, it was during the work day, so it's like, now you think I'm like, now I'm on a margarita and I'm going back to work for the next 2 hours.
Me, I'm a lightweight. I'll end up going back to work drunk.
So it's not going to work for me. You have one shot, you're over. So, but it was like, it's like, so I know at one point we were discussing that, and then at one point she invited me and our other friend, and we had a discussion. Like, I was like, oh man, this place has really good margaritas, and I was like, well, last time she did order a beer. But I was also like, me and my friend we were very skeptical. We're like, should we order a drink?
Right.
Because like, it's like, should we, like, because also we're younger than this person, and this is also your first meeting with this person. So like, we both agreed that again, we're not going to do a drink again.
That's a tough one. Right.
So it's like, it's like that fine line of we're not sure, and even if we are sure, if it was like a weekend, yeah. Right. But if this is 3:00 on a Wednesday,
right?
This doesn't seem appropriate, so we're not going to do it.
Yeah, and it's all about, it's like exactly what you were doing is like professional judgment, because you're not going to be able to like I said, we went to certain schools that taught that, and a lot of other people go to schools that teach that or may not have, but it's not like they're going to be able to teach you every situation that you're ever going to be faced with. But then that's where it comes in, like knowing enough to have professional judgment, like making these decisions on the fly as to whether that's professional or not. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's skills that we're lacking and we're not teaching enough.
Or even like, and this is another one more like example I want to bring in, because like this is like with the last job I was working, and this is very annoying for me, but I had to get the gab. I talk about people if I need to, like, because it's always fun. But like I would like, again, our friend, we work together there too, right? So all the funny things I want to say, or if I was talking about someone, I would go to that friend about, right? Because I don't know anybody else there. And I remember the one time that I did kind of like let my guard down, because like, I mean, that's always been an issue of like, I don't know when to let my guard down, because can I trust you or not? Right. And there was this one guy who worked there, and like we did the same job basically. Mm-hmm. And like we were just kind of like shooting the crap and like talking, and like, we're like, becoming familiar with each other. And it was, I mean, kind of a setup, but like he was like, oh, like, well, how are you liking some of the teachers, or how are you liking this person, X, Y, and Z? And typically I would be like, oh, like I would just give a nice base, like, pageant answer, oh, they're great, we haven't had many conversations, but whatever.
Right.
And I, was very frank, like, oh, like, I don't think this person likes me or not. I'm like, it's fine. Like, I don't really care for that person that much either. Like, whatever.
Right.
And then they went back and told that person, and then that person kind of came to confront me. Again, I'm not scared. So, like, they were like, did you say this? And I'm like, I mean, I did, but it was also because of, these scenarios why I didn't think that, you were that good of a person. I'm like, so, like, if it offended you, I apologize. But, like, and then at that moment, I was like, okay, I know I shouldn't be.
Right.
But it's like, that was like me dropping the ball of, like, me being like, oh, I can be frank around people, and you really can't do it. So it's like, it's like you have to think about, like, what you're saying, who you're saying it to, because they are going. They might be the ones that they might be the snitch at work.
Right.
They're going back and telling these people, well, this person said, and well, that person. And see, then now you just started there,
right?
And you you think you're being fun, you're being frank, you have friends. But I always say this again. I don't when jobs are like, oh, we're a family, we're friends here. We're not. Because I can be frank and fun with my friends and my family, and won't have risk of being fired,
right?
Or make it like a hostile environment.
Yeah, true.
So
it's I don't know, and it's just like this extends like even beyond the workplace, like professionalism and code switching. I don't know, even in school and just like I don't know settings where I think. Nowadays, we're very big on being yourself, which I always I preach, like, you should be yourself. People should accept people for who they are. But you have to know which version of yourself that you should be in certain place. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, to an extent,
you think, okay, so let's go think on the school aspect of it.
Right.
So I don't know, for your middle school, for like my middle school, we had a uniform.
Yeah.
For our high school, we had a semi-uniform until you made a certain grade or whatever.
Right.
And so I was always kind of used to, uniform or just dressing the best that you can.
Right.
And then, like, you get to, like, college, where it's like, no, you're not judged as much. It's like, even though, like, okay, I could wear pajamas to class, should I wear pajamas to class?
I was not, no. I
you should not.
I never did that. Like, I'm no.
Like, even, like, the guys would come in and, like, those, like, really, like the, what do you call them, like, the thought gym shirts, when they cut, like, their entire side out. It's like, you went to the gym in this, but, like, should you wear this to class?
Yeah, no. I always dressed, like, I didn't wear, like, loafers and, like, a button-up and a tie or anything in class, but I wore...
Jeans and a nice t-shirt.
Like, as if I were actually about to go out into public somewhere. Like,
I'm not going to go out in, like, Ugg slippers and, like, I don't know, like, sweatpants up to my butt crack. Like, that's a nice house outfit. But, like, when you're going to class, no. And it's like, again, like, it's a class, so it's like, you're there, like, you're not there to impress anyone, but it's like...
Or those dumb...
What?
One of our friends, she's going to think I'm really targeting her for
this.
Don't
do this.
Those dumb whatever. What's those furry slippers?
I'm not helping
that's supposed to be that's supposed to be house slippers, but that all the girls wear outside now.
I'm not doing
those are meant for the house.
I'm not doing this.
Those are meant for the house. Our friend, she know who she is. Because I always used to get on her with that.
Woo. Well, I can't wait till this episode comes out. Wow. Even though
I don't know, those things are just.
But they be comfy.
They do look comfortable, but I'm like, they just don't. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess
look strange. Just
keep them in the house. But I think on
they don't look like you drive with them like your
foot
slip.
Drag. My thing, okay, again, Jesus Christ, my God. But no, like I think on the hierarchy of what I know if you coming out the house, if you came out and get slippy slides, okay, cool. But, like, it's a difference between slippy slides and you got on jeans and a t-shirt versus slippy slides and, like, Cookie Monster short shorts that are fleece and, like, a big t-shirt that says F this school or F the life or whatever. Girl, now we're doing too much.
Right, exactly. But we're going to get...
We have time. We have a little time. Don't
what? We're going to take a...
Don't try to close the people out.
We have to take a small break and we'll be back. So then that way we don't get cut off in the middle of a thought.
Okay, well
our sponsors
drag me.
Our sponsors get very mad when we don't start.
Yes, when we
don't start our.
Let's bring our sponsors into
on
it.
time. Okay.
Anyway, all right. Let's take a break and we'll come back and we'll talk about more clothing because now we want to talk about that.
All right, be right back.
This week's episode is sponsored by Future, because apparently all of our sponsors are saying they're good, love, and joy. Please, somebody sponsor us. Now back to the show.
And welcome back. So, I guess we can jump right back into this.
Yeah, just to end it off. I know before we ended, I was like, I'm going to talk about clothing. So I kind of want to bring up the story.
Okay.
So when I was in high school, fresh, young, and trying to get a new job or whatever, I went on a couple of interviews. And, from learning what we learned, this is appropriate, what to wear, this is not appropriate, X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
I went to work. It was a supermarket job, which I did not take. Thank God.
Right.
But so I went to, it was one of those ones where it was like, okay, everyone basically get in line and you interview in herds almost.
Right.
So I remember when I was there for a while alone because my mom had to go do something. So I was just there and I'm in a nice a button up and some nice slacks, dress shoes or whatever. And just looking at the herds of people, so many people were in pants hanging off their behind. You could see their underwear. Girls in a tank top. Boobs just out, flip flops, jean shorts where your entire labia is just on on display, and it's this is what y'all came to interview for?
And it's okay, even though it's a grocery store, you might not think of it like a corporate America job, but it's still an interview.
You have to show off your best self,
right?
Your uniform is going to be a polo shirt and some pants,
right?
So at least come to the interview in polo shirt and pants,
What I remember my mom.
Are you going to Walmart?
Years ago, right? Years ago, she was the interviewing manager. She was a manager at Sears. And if you don't know what Sears is, anybody, it's a department store. I don't think they have it in certain states.
First of all, they know what the Sears is.
I don't think they don't have it in certain states and stuff. I don't think.
I thought Sears was a nation.
It is, but
Sears is
it's
Walmart. Well, has a Walmart. I thought.
Yeah.
Well, I thought so.
I don't think it's everywhere. It may be. I know it's national, but you know how I don't know, we don't have Publix grocery stores.
True.
They have it downstairs. I said downstairs, down south.
There's a Publix downstairs.
I wish, because I wish I had a grocery store right downstairs.
I'm gonna try the chicken because Kid Fear the Reed, he's on their chicken.
Really,
apparently it was good. This is not it. Go talk about.
Okay, we get sidetracked. But anyway, so she was saying how she interviewed this girl, and she came in a full bonnet and everything, and she was like,
"Oof, Monique would be triggered."
Oh my gosh! But I don't know. It's just professional. It's just one of those so talking more about the academic side. We were teaching the high school seniors. We were doing a college essay workshop with them. How to pick a story for your essay and turn it into a college essay, pretty much. And we had someone from admissions that was coming to talk about stories that move them, stories that they like or whatever. They talked about this one story. This one girl. Now, see, this is what I'm talking about. How did you think that was appropriate? And first of all, who were your teachers? She wrote her college essay on her first sexual experience. And mind you,
that could be educational.
It could, but no. And they said she went into she was a creative writer. So she went into detail as he touched my thigh.
This is not 50 Shades of Grey.
No, this is not an erotic comedy.
50 Shades of Westchester. So it's this is not it.
As he caressed my back, I'm no, this is a college essay. Now, it would have been different if maybe, I don't know, she could have. I feel maybe she could have talked about that without detail, and maybe if it was just a quick point to talk about, I don't know, overcoming peer pressure or the peer pressure on the side, feeling pressure to do things. But the
sex could have been a B story.
Yeah.
To the actual A story of
right,
this is my first time and this is what led up to this.
Right. But not just
softcore.
Right. Not trying to seduce your admission counselor,
Yeah, seduce him right to get you that fail. He said, no, thank you.
But yeah, it's just certain things. I'm just why? What made you? First of all, that's so. I don't know. Long story short, she didn't get in.
Obviously,
she did not.
She got it in, but she didn't get in.
She did get it in.
She got it in. She just didn't get it. That was her. Did you miss the whole story? She got it in. She just didn't get in. But yeah, I don't know. Professionalism, it comes from, you just have to know, again, you have to know how to code switch. You have to know when is the right time for what. You shouldn't be shopping on Fashion Nova for an outfit for work. Fashion Nova don't have that many outfits that are cute for work. Okay?
Yeah, I don't.
Fashion Nova sells.
I just saw
strings.
something like that. Like it was a whole because I think Fashion Nova has their new Fashion Nova for Work line, and some of that stuff was like
scrubs.
no, I think, and some of that stuff was not. I'm like for work.
This is not.
What is your job?
Barbie's first job, where she walks in and she's like,
right.
Look,
I'm trying to pull it up for a reference.
I need to see this now because now I'm upset about
clothes.
this.
Some of it was kind of good, but some of it was like, hold on, where is
those
it?
are cute. Okay, that dress.
Wear to Work collection.
Oh no.
Okay, let's see.
I'm nervous now.
Hopefully, it's not like the.
This is not work outfits.
Look at this!
It.
Oh my god, viewers! I wish I would maybe on the YouTube.
It is called the Victoria high waisted dress pants in ruby.
Right,
and she.
I might insert a picture on the YouTube section, but
this is not work clothing.
Look at her whole y'all. You got this top is like a halter top, and the in between the boobs is just string. Like her whole.
It's a breastfeeding outfit. That's what it is.
Look at that.
Okay,
this one blazer.
It's about the dress pants, but okay, we gotta go. This is not a visual podcast. Go back.
Okay, no, I'm sorry, y'all,
Jesus.
but that. Okay. What is happening?
None of these are okay. None of these are work clothes. Okay, move on.
I mean, if their job was like an influencer, like I'm saying, like what job are we talking for?
OnlyFans.
Right. Jesus. Like if you were like a celebrity or something, like a model, but like what is? But see, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. What jobs are these? Like,
this is what they're learning to put on for. I'm about to go to work, so I'm going to put on my high waisted pants to show my entire behind.
Did anybody see my thong for work? Like, excuse me now. I don't think you should be wearing this.
Like this is the office. This is not Rudy Tootie's big booty Emporium. Like says, okay.
Guys going to work. What ethnic drawers I want to wear? Like it shouldn't matter.
I shouldn't see it. I shouldn't see underwear at work.
Like why?
It drives me nuts when you see like UPS drivers and FedEx. Pull your pants up, right? Like this is your job. Okay, cool. Like there's been so many times. Like first of all, there's one. I'm gonna not. This story is long, but no. There's one time I was literally I had to send something back because it arrived broken. I got like a Insta kettle or whatever. It came broken. I'm like, okay, there's like in order to send it back, you can give it to one of the drivers or whatever.
Right.
And it'll send you a new one.
Right.
Driver comes up. He has AirPods in. So he comes up, drops the box off. He turns around. So I go and get the box that's obviously the one returning.
Right.
So I'm like, excuse me. Earphones blasting. He continues to walk down the stairs. I'm like, excuse me. He hears nothing. He literally gets in the van and then pulls off. Well, I'm like, I gotta send this other one back. Like, hello?
And shoot, he probably did hear you. He just did. He just wanted to pretend like he did.
I don't care. He took the box and threw it on the ground. Like I can say, but again,
right?
Okay, I know your job. You don't have to listen to people, but like, maybe have one AirPod in. Like if you're a postal worker, maybe have one AirPod in so you can hear if someone's like, "Hey, this isn't my mail. Hey, I need to return this. Hey, I'm mailing this off.
Like,
pay attention."
I don't know. It's just. And, like, one thing that I've been thinking lately, too, is because it's like, when I think of professionalism, I don't know, because I also do feel like we have to evolve in times, like, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have an antiquated view because it's like, certain things that are considered not professional for work shouldn't be considered not professional. Like, first of all, I mean, there's a whole thing with certain hairstyles,
which
like
the messy bun is not a thing. I think needs to be for work. But Sally loves her messy bun.
But no,
let Shanika walk in with a bun. Oh boy,
with some box spray. Yeah, but because like I feel like certain things like we have to push back on, like certain hairstyles, like they would say braids or something that's not professional for work, which is like I don't see why that's not professional. But like
if you had braids in your head that spells out F this job, then yeah,
right.
Like,
yeah, so it's like, at one point, I want to like pushing back against certain norms because it's like, okay, why should that matter just because a bunch of old people said it? Like, I don't know. Like,
did you see that post where it was like, I think it was about because I think one of our friends posted on Facebook, and it was like it was a female deacon? Like, I don't know.
A female deacon.
A deacon? I don't know. Right. But she had like this like really fitted outfit on. And it was like, but she had a body, and it's like. You can't get mad because she has body, but it's like, no, everybody's looking at it, so inappropriate. I'm like, but look at what some other. So yeah, like it needs to be different. Like there are different rules for what's appropriate and what's not appropriate,
right,
in the workplace because our people have bodies that are very well fitted to other stuff. So like you can't be like, oh, well, she should wear this, not appropriate. But Sally Ann, who is built like Taylor Swift, You know, she has the same exact outfit on, but it's the fact that she doesn't have any hips, she doesn't have no butt.
Right.
So there we are.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. Yeah, it's just I don't know, because also, like, for example, in the legal, like, I'm in law school, and then, like, if you want a traditional law firm job, like, a lot of people kind of know if you're interviewing with, like, an older partner, like, at a law firm, like, if you have a tattoo on your wrist or something, like certain things are kind of maybe, like, no-go. But then, in the same token, like, to teach people how to play the game, I would tell them, don't do certain things in order to get the job, but then at the same time, it's like,
tattoos, I don't think that's an inappropriate thing.
Yeah, like if I'm acing everything for work, if I know how to do my job, if I go to court and win the case, what does it matter if I got West Side Forever or something on my, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like
it shouldn't really matter.
As long as my lawyers get me off of this case, right. I don't care if you have death written across your neck.
Right.
That's what you do in your personal life.
Right.
So, I mean, I have too. And, like, I mean, even when I was working at school, like, I always tried to wear, like, longer sleeves because I didn't want the kids to see it. I mean, even though it's inappropriate, it's literally my zodiac.
Yeah, it's not
like,
inappropriate.
You can see it, it's fine. But, like, you know, some people will be like, oh, it's just not appropriate to work. It's like, okay, this is on my body.
Right.
And moving on. Mm-hmm. It's different if it was inappropriate. Like, I had a literal woman's naked body on my arm, then yes, that should be covered up.
Right.
Or if I had, like, death to, I don't know, I'm not saying any type of group, because if I say death to any group, no.
Right.
If I had death to this group, then yes, it's inappropriate.
Right.
So inappropriate tags, yes.
But not right. But I think that we have to start to wrap up. We have to say time for our rants.
Weekly rants.
Okay, what's your weekly rant?
All right, so my weekly rant. Okay, RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star 6. Let's talk about it.
I don't watch it, so I don't know what's going on.
I mean, you don't know. Hush. Let's just say this. First of all, I like to watch RuPaul's Drag Race. I think it's very fun and interesting. However, these last couple of seasons are very highly. You know who's destined to win, and you know who's destined to get close. It's very irritating. At this point, like, the older seasons used to be like, where it's like anybody's game, great. These new All-Stars, you know who's going to win, you know who's going to lose. There's some people they drag to the end. It's really annoying. Trinity K. Bonet, very talented. She should have went home first week. Serena Cha-Cha, y'all brought her in there to literally eliminate her first. Then we did the game within the game. It took way too long.
But can you explain why? No, I just want to know why. What is it about these people that you're saying? Are you just saying in general, like, as far as talent, or?
Well, the first week it was a talent show. Trinity K. Bonet had the worst talent, right. And I think that she should have went home. This whole thing we're doing, like, oh well, the track record is screw the track record. She should have went home. Her talent was the worst. We should base it off who did worse on the challenge. She did bad. She should have went home.
Right.
Boom. Serena Cha-Cha. They brought her back literally to play her. She came in. She got eliminated the first week. The game within the game that happened that took way too long to get here. She got eliminated first a second time. You brought her back for no reason. You brought her back to make fun of her. Right. That's fun. Silky Neck Ganache. She won.
Wait, I'm
sorry. That's her name. Her name is Silky Neck Ganache. And look, again, talented queen. No hate towards her. All the lip syncs that she won, she should have won everything. When she went against Jan, she should have lost. Sorry, but not sorry.
Wow.
Everything that she did, I thought it was lazy. Thanks so much. Everything that she did, I think, was trash. Kylie Sonique Love, I definitely think they're giving her the Shea Coulee edit. They're going to make her. She's going to be the winner. Let's just say it out loud. If it wasn't going to be Trinity, it was going to be Kylie. They want to have a trans winner. I know that's what they're going for. They're giving her the Shea edit every week. Everything she does is not that cute. They just want to bring her in, and they're going to have her win. Great. The lip sync winners, choices. Okay, people who watch Drag Race, you know exactly what I mean. Choices. And where are the rules? The rules don't even make sense. The rule says, in the event of a tie, both queens go home. Two episodes ago, one winner, Alexis Mateo, she won. Two lipsticks got chosen. Both of them should have went home. Love Pandora Box to death. Pandora and Jan should have went home. They brought it back just so they could send Jan home. It's rigor mortis. It's rigor mortis.
Well, everyone, he was very angry about. Okay. I didn't know a thing that he was talking about because I haven't watched the show. But to all the people who watch it, he may have a point. I don't know. But
yes, and RuPaul dragged me.
Well, I'll save my rant for next week.
No, you can keep going.
No, it's okay. No, but we're out of time, everyone. So
no, we're not out of time.
Yes, we are. Okay, I'm being forced to do a rant this week.
Thank you. Go rant.
Okay, my rant, I may need another full 30 minutes because it just irritates me. Stop with the mother bin crates. These crate, like y'all
this
really,
crate challenge.
I'm really starting to think, like, have we been a victim of a bioterrorist attack? Because the way people are acting, they must have put something in the air. Why do y'all act this, like,
it's the panorama. It's the panorama.
Right. It's that TikTok that I did, and it'd be like, why do you act like that? And you know that TikTok?
Child,
like,
yes.
Like what? The way that you act, like, that's my question to a lot of the people are just like, why do y'all act like that? Like, what's wrong with you? Like,
why y'all standing on crates? First of all, where y'all getting these crates?
Right. First of all, I've never in my life had access to these many crates. Where do y'all going to crates?
When I grew up, we had 4 crates in my entire household. Where y'all getting 18 crates?
Right. Yeah, that is just. And I'm like, I don't want to stifle anyone's fun. I don't want to be judgmental, but it's dumb. Like, it's really like you can really like injure or kill yourself. Like, it's. Like
in the middle of a Panda Bear Express. We are not about to. Nurses are trying to help people not get COVID.
Right.
We are not about to have you coming in because you broke your rib.
Right. Or got a crate stuck in your back. Like, like come on. Like it's very dangerous. It's not about not wanting people to have fun. Like, you're literally falling from high levels onto hard plastic crates. Do you know the amount of damage you could do to yourself? For what? For attention. That's the only thing that just make so many people do so much stuff for attention nowadays. It's like, I don't know. Okay, if you want to make it a challenge, I don't know. Ask a trampoline park or something, install it around the foam or something. I don't know. Yeah. That would be like, but y'all doing it in a dangerous way, and it's just like, never mind. I don't know. I just don't find it.
I don't find it entertaining.
Right.
Even people who succeed, I don't find it entertaining. I think it's just. It's weird. I'm sorry. It's strange. Like, First of all, who thought of this? Who was like, you know what? I have 72 crates in my backyard. What if I stacked them up in like a step ladder, and I walked on them, and then I got across.
Oh my god! And I don't even know why I'm surprised by this because this last decade. Please. Has been just filled with stupidity. The Tide Pod challenge, where all these teenagers about to kill themselves.
That was just trash. That was horrible.
The cinnamon challenge, where people about to asphyxiate themselves.
I did that challenge. I coughed my hand off. The ice.
So you're part of this generation?
Nope, I'm not.
You're a part of this.
I didn't do it on camera. You can't find that footage of me. If I did, what did Nene say? If I did do it, you ain't gonna find the footage.
What was the other?
The salt ice challenge. People were getting like 3rd-degree burns.
Oh, right. Or the one when they pour alcohol in your arm or something, you light it on fire, and then the girl got 3rd-degree burns from it. Like, oh my! And the condom challenge about to suffocate themselves.
Yes, the condom. Jesus Christ. It's a combination of people who got too much time on their hands, and I think COVID has been. Beginning of COVID, everybody was dyeing their hair, everybody's cutting their own hair. Now we're walking on crates. Okay, cool.
Well, anyway, I guess this is the real bye, guys.
That was my goodbye.
That was my rant. I'm annoyed by that, but let's just move on. I'm just going to mind my business. That's all I can do.
Yes. We will see you guys next week. Please make sure you follow us on Instagram. You follow us on YouTube. Follow us on the Anchor app. Please listen to it. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your aunties, your grandmoms, your little cousins, your big cousins.
Right. And listen to it before you go walk on the crate so you can be allowed to listen to it before you get it. Or if you're in the hospital after the crate, just put it on.
Play it loud while you're doing it. Play it loud while you're doing the crate challenge. So this part happens when you're doing the crate challenge. So you think, maybe I should get down.
Right. Okay, guys. See y'all.
See ya.